golfer and musician traveling the world for gold. Somebody's made of plastic and some other things I love. Won't you come along with me? There's no time for rejection. Hold on tight, such a delight. It's Brian's Wrestling Collection. Me.
What's up, guys? It's Brian Hardy with Brian's Wrestling Collection and Owen Hardy with
TGS Figures.
Boom. We're doing a double take today with this thing that we've got here because I want to tell a really cool story about it. You had to be here for this. I wanted you to be here for this, so this was awesome. Real fast, before we get into what's in this box and talk a little bit about the story, we're going to talk about the episode that never made it last time because of my phone. So I've got a brand new, we've got your phone up there right now. We've got this brand new iPhone over here that for some strange reason I've got to figure it out.
Does not work with the editing system.
It does not want to take my videos the way that it should. So either way, that kind of sucks. But let's hop into this real quick. Okay, so we were going to put up an episode that had featured this. This is the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, Ruth Wilder and Debbie Egan figures. These things are awesome. I did an unboxing. I did the whole video and everything on my phone, and for some reason it wouldn't upload. So anyway, this was cool. I wanted to share that, though, in this video. The glow figures, they're pretty awesome. So I'm going to set that right there out of the way. All right, up next, got some new AWAs to add to the mix of
Larry
things.
Zbyszko, Rick
Martel. We got a ton of new AWAs to add to Rick Martel, Larry Zbyszko, Ric Flair. We had a Greg Gagne already. We had Jimmy Garvin, a couple others. So we got these in the mail. Now this was crazy because I told my wife the other night. I was like, "Hey, let's buy this lot. It's a little but we got to get it." And she was like, "Why do you got to get it?" I'm like, "Because I'll tell you at the end of this." But to start out with who was in this lot. I wish I could have done a before and after picture. Here's Terry Gordy. The legs on this were like absolutely black and disgusting, and gave it a nice fig bath. Took a toothbrush and scrubbed it up, and it literally looks brand spanking new, like it's in great condition. So, boom. One of the free birds. We got Buddy Roberts and Michael Hayes on the way. The very first Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig figure. AWA. That's pretty awesome. Former AWA champion. We got a
WWE Intercontinental Champion.
That's right. We got another Greg Gagne, which I mean I guess you can never have enough Greg Gagnes. I'm a huge fan of Vern and Greg, so it's cool. I had these when I was a kid, and I had to get them again because they're just awesome.
They are in mint condition.
They are in mint condition. They're pretty dang excellent. I know a lot of times that it's got cracks and stuff in them, but I got Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, AWA figures. But the reason that I bought the lot for the price that I bought the lot was because I knew I was never going to be able to get my hands on this figure.
This one figure
Unless
by itself cost the whole lot.
More than definitely more than
but
I paid.
But it came in the lot.
Yeah, but this came in the lot. And to find these AWA belts are pretty hard nowadays, too. And he's wearing the AWA belt. I haven't even tried to take it off of him because I don't want to mess it up or anything like that.
This is the only
and he was the only one that didn't get the fig bath.
bath.
Because he's got the cloth knee pads on, and we just got to find a jacket online. So if somebody's got a jacket for this gentleman online, hit me up in my DMs, and we're going to try to get this figured out. But man, I was so excited. The holy grail of AWA figures, in my opinion. People can say Sean and Marty, people can say this and that. Nick Bockwinkel. When you have a one-of-a-kind figure like that, no other Nick Bockwinkel figure has ever been created except this AWA figure. This really, like I said, take a look at that again, boom. This really had got me excited. It's in great condition, mint condition. Has the belt that used to come with the AWA guys on him. I didn't even try to take it off, so I was like, heck yeah, I need a Nick Bockwinkel figure for my collection. His legs are a little loose, but hey, we're going to work with it. No fig bath for him. He smells alright. He's in good condition. We'll keep it at that. So, alright, here we go. This part's got me sweating. I'm not going to lie to you. So, let me give you a little insight to this story real fast. And I'm not going to mention names because I don't like to mention names. This is the thing. Usually in a situation like this, I would just say my piece and put people's names in there and do whatever I do, and it would be the end of it, and that would be that. And as I always tell you, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask permission and be told no. So, but in this case, I have a lot of respect for the person that was able to make this happen, so I'm not going to say it. If that person ever feels that they want to come out and say it and whatever, who knows, maybe we'll have them on an episode one time, you never know. But let me tell you about this story about this box right here. This Priority Mail United States Postal Service box that just looks like a box. About a couple of weeks ago, I was on eBay as usual. Every night I'm on eBay. So I've been a professional wrestler.
Looking for something new.
Been a pro wrestler since 2008. Been a musician since 2001, 2000, something like that. 10 years
You
old.
started at 10, so
And, yeah.
2000.
And I've met a lot of crazy and awesome, cool people along the way. And I can honestly say in life, I've done pretty much everything I've ever really wanted to do. Every day that I wake up, it's just an added bonus and stuff like that. So I'm like, hey, this is cool. So basically what happened is I hop on eBay because I'm an eBay addict, which my new album comes out on May the 30th, 2020. Brian Hardy, Head Knockin' Punk Rockin', track number 2, Action Figures. Talks all about
This right
AWAs and stuff like that. And different figures I love, bone crunching figures, all these different figures. So anyway,
There's a line with these figures.
yeah.
There's a line about these figures.
Yes. So basically what ended up happening is I get on eBay like a normal day and I start looking through these figures. So I've been chasing a brand for probably about 6 months now. I've wanted them since the time I was younger, but I haven't really started to actually like chase them till now. Because they're a little bit beyond the means of what I have to work with. They're called Popy. They are a action figure line.
Popy.
It's the first action figure line that we know of. Which
Ever.
before there was
Remco
or
Bone Crunchers,
LJNs,
LJ.
all that stuff. There was Popy, and it was a 10-figure series. I mean, I guess 11 if you count the second series, which had Tiger Mask in it. But there is 11 Popy figures out there floating around right now, and they're hard as hell to find, and I was just like, man. So I go on my computer, I type in Popy, and all of a sudden, all these figures pop up. And now the thing about these Popy figures is right away I saw, and I will mention, I'll name drop this person, Toyetic Toys, who I buy a lot of my toys from on eBay, ECW figs and stuff like that, men on card, was carrying a Hulk Hogan Popy figure for $900. And I was like, dude, I want this so bad.
First ever Hulk Hogan.
I've never spent that much on an action figure in my life. I'm like, will I still be married? Will I be divorced? I don't really know.
He would probably spend more on that action figure than he would a wedding ring.
True. But basically what ended up happening is I watched that bid. Well, it wasn't even a bid, it was a buy it now. I watched somebody buy it now. It was on my watch list, and I basically threw a fit for like a little baby for like 2 days and cried about the fact that I could have got a Hulk Hogan figure, and I didn't. So all of a sudden I decided, what am I going to do now? I'm like, I'll try to get some of the other guys from the line. Like, the Hulk's the hardest to find in that entire series. I think Harley Race is second, yeah. But I mean, there was other guys like Antonio Inoki, Bob Backlund, Stan Hansen, a ton of other people in that line. Like I said, it's 10 figures total, plus the Tiger Mask. So basically, I was like, man, typed in Popy wrestling figures, and it just so happened that that day all these figures had popped up, and I was like, holy crap. I remember calling him into the room. I said, oh, and you're never gonna believe this. And he's like, what? I'm like, you'll never believe who they have on eBay right now. And he's like, who, Dad? And I started freaking out. I'm like, they've got Terry Funk and Dory Funk Popy figures. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I've never even seen a Dory Funk figure except for this. So I'm like, I know they make like the little miniature ones in Japan and stuff like that, but I'm like, this is crazy.
Terry Funk by itself costs more than both of those
Yeah, so
all of these combined.
So all of a sudden I go on and I like look around and I'm like, man, I'm like trying to, the starting bid, I won't even say what that was, I don't like talk money and stuff like that, but the starting bid was pretty high. And I was like, I mean, for these figures, not really. Like, it was a deal.
When you compare them to everybody else,
but it was
like $1.
But it was still like kind of crazy. So all of a sudden, it was asking my wife that was going to be the hard part. And I've got a really cool wife. Like, I really do. She's awesome. I don't want to make it sound like she doesn't let me do stuff that I want or anything like that, because she does. But she tolerates so much. I feel like such, like, a little punk sometimes. When I'm like, can I get this?
There's 5 kids in the house. The 4 kids that are like 11 and 12, and then you got this man right here.
Yeah. So I'm still a big kid. So, so basically I said to her, I was like, they've got this Terry Funk and Dory Funk and whatever and blah, 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 blah. She literally turns and looks at me and she goes, if you want it, she goes, bid on it. This is your limit. Stick to your limit. And if it goes above that, then I'm sorry. Well, on the last day of the bid, I think the bid was up for like 6 days or something like that. On the last day of the bid.
Last 10 seconds.
No, the first time.
Oh.
The last day of the bid, it sold, and I was so upset. I was like, that day I was crying, like not even joking. I was crying. I was mad. I was angry. I was upset. I was like, man, like I really wanted these figures so bad. Basically, one thing led to the next, and
nobody actually bought them.
Nobody purchased them.
They bought them, but didn't buy them. They didn't pay for it.
So let me tell you. So let me tell you. So basically, what happened was, the the person that was bidding on the Funk figures had said, you know, I can't buy them. I guess, or I don't have the money.
I don't have the money.
And ghosted the guy, and basically they ended up a couple days later back on eBay. Now I was pretty like skeptical about it because I had saved the photo. I screenshotted the photo and saved it in my cell phone, and then like I went back through and looked, and I was like, somebody's got the same exact picture of these Funk figures posted again. Like, what is going on? So I take it upon myself to direct message the guy, and I'm literally like, hey, you know, what's the deal with these figures, pretty much, like, because I saw that they were posted, and now they were, sold, and then now they're posted again. And he's like, dude ghosted me, like, never paid, never whatever. So I'm like, okay, so they were listed again, 6 days, so I watched them every day again, like a hawk, and literally waited. Well, like, by the second night, my anxiety was so high that I literally had contacted the guy again, and I was like...
He wrote his limit, and he was like, sorry, man.
I was like, hey, can I just purchase the whole entire series outright from you? Like, what would you like for them? And he gave me a number, and the number was really high. Not, once again, not for these figures, but the number was just generally, like, more than I could afford to pay at the moment. So it sucks, because looking back on it now, I probably could have afforded to do it, and I didn't, and now I'm kicking myself for it. But I didn't know if I was going to be sleeping on the couch or not for a while because of that. So then my wife, like, she was like, what's the number? And I told her, and she's like, oh, no, we can't do that right now. And I was like, okay. So I write it, like, a really nice message back and say, like, sorry, that's a little out of my price range right now, but I'll just keep my eye on these Funk figures and hope I win and stuff like that. So all of a sudden, like, the next day, we're talking again, and I'm like, gosh, I think I'm just gonna outright offer money, like, the same, like, maybe a little bit higher than the first bidding price, for these Funk figures. So I do, and I didn't say anything to my wife, like I was saying it to him, and then all of a sudden, like, a couple minutes later, I told my wife, like, so you might kill me, but I messaged the person on eBay and said that I really, like, wanted these figures bad, and I was offering, like, X amount of dollars for them. And she's like, oh. And I said, why? Like, what's up? She sounded, at first I couldn't tell if she was mad at me or not. And she's like, I just emailed him, like, 30 minutes before you and asked if he would take X amount of dollars, and she offered more than I had offered.
She offered more than his limit.
And more than what she told me my limit was, because she wanted me to have these figures so freaking bad. That's how good of a wife I have. So all of a sudden, like, basically, in a very polite way, it was like, no, I'd rather see these go to auction and stuff like that. And we were like, okay, cool. So the last day, last 10 seconds, we're sitting there, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose them, dude. And I was like, expect a depressed me, expect like nobody to talk to me for a couple hours and stuff like that. And at the last 10 seconds, we were in the middle of watching The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, and that's on the TV. And first off, to make a real statement about my life, I said, this is how much of a figure nerd I am, because there was a naked girl on the TV dancing in the strip club, and I was more worried about what was going on eBay than that. So if that says anything about me, whatever. But I literally was like, man, 10 seconds left. And he's like, Dad, just bid, just bid. So I was like, I was feeling guilty about it. And I was like, I don't know. I probably shouldn't. Like, finally, boom, I did. And I won. And I was
The bid had ended right when his bid went.
I was very happy about it. And then the next morning, later that night, I had sent a message to the person and said that I was going to send the money over first thing in the morning, because I didn't want them to think I was going to ghost them like the other person did, and because I'm not that type of guy. And then the other thing that really had got me was I had said, I had asked the person, I said, are you so-and-so, blah, 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 and went into this detailed message, and kind of got like a winky face back, and was told that I was, that they were glad that this was going to a good home. And the amount of respect that I have for the person that sold me these is incredible. So
Outrageous.
So I just, if the person ever wants to be named, I will name them, or maybe they can come on the show sometime and talk about it, but who knows. But either way, really awesome. So here we go. We're about to unbox these. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm nervous, dude. I can tell my face is all red and stuff. I'm like super excited. This is like a long time coming for me. Like, I knew about these figures when I was younger because of all the reviews and stuff like that on YouTube and Google and stuff.
Oh.
And so very nicely wrapped. And I know the person that I bought them from takes care of their stuff too, so I'm just like beyond excited. Oh my
And in the Ziploc bag.
gosh, dude.
Nice. Oh, is that? Yo.
Oh, dude.
That looks so cool.
This is a 1981 Terry Funk Popy Japan figure. Dude, check that out.
Feels really light.
Really light. I think that's, I could already tell, like just by looking at the pictures over the years,
chest hair molded in.
that I thought they kind of reminded me of like the feeling of dollar store figures, like from back in the day.
Yes, the ones that like break so easily.
Yes, and then this is awesome. This is what it was all about. Dory Funk Jr.
That you could never find.
I don't ever know that I would
search
ever find
Popy on
something
eBay all
like this
the time.
again.
I see Terry, no Dory. And I see maybe Antonio Noki.
Dude, like I'm like ready to cry, man. This is exciting. So that was definitely worth it. Like I said, I'm not dare gonna tell you the amount of money that I spent for it. I'm not even gonna give you a roundabout number. Most people would go, you are absolutely crazy. To me, I go, I'm absolutely a fanboy for this kind of stuff, and it's hard. Like I just said, there's just all these years of being an entertainer and stuff. Like it's hard to find something to even get me excited, and this has like my heart like beating out of my chest right now. So very exciting. Now what I've got to do is I've got to find the other 8. And then I've got to find that tiger mask, which I have not. I saw it on Toyetic Toys for a while, and I kicked myself for not buying it. But man, Terry Funk, Dory Funk, Popy figures. These are going right in the DTOF. I think Mom might have. I know the AWAs are going in the DTOF. I think Mom bought me a separate case just to start putting my Popy figures in. So man, I think this deserves a high five from TGS Figures and Brian's Wrestling Collection. Thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Be sure to like and subscribe to both of our channels, and if you like this video. And another thing, don't DM me and ask me like who sold you these figures, because I won't tell you unless the person wants me to tell. So yeah, just save yourself the hassle of messaging me like, who sold these? Because it is what it is. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.